Hello and welcome back to another episode of Viper Bites. And now it's time to bolt up with the Los Angeles Chargers as we take a look at all 32 teams and the top 5 fantasy assets that go with each and every one of them. But first, head to fantasypoints.com today and get yourself 10% off that subscription by using promo code Vipers22. Now let's get into this and let's talk about Austin Eckler, currently the Dynasty RB6 as per expert consensus rankings right now. Here's the curious case of Austin Eckler. In 3 seasons prior to last season, in which Eckler carried the ball more than 100 times, he never managed to score more than 3 touchdowns on the ground. So when looking at 2021 and what he was able to do, 12 rushing touchdowns on 206 carries, you have to ask, is that the standard moving forward or just an anomaly? Now, as far as touchdowns in general are concerned, we know Austin Eckler knows how to get the ball in the end zone, as he has 45 scores since 2017, which is the 8th most at the running back position, with 24 of those 45 touchdowns coming in the passing game. Eckler leads all backs in that category over that period of time. Why is Eckler so effective as a pass catcher? Of his 647 receiving yards last season, 627 of them came after the catch. The only players who had more yards after the catch were Jamar Chase, Deebo Samuel, and Cooper Kupp. Not bad company. Now, speaking of not bad company, when you're sharing the backfield there with Justin Herbert, you're in good hands here. Now, no player has been responsible for more touchdowns over the first 2 seasons than Justin Herbert has been in the history of the National Football League. With 69 passing touchdowns and 8 more on the ground, it's easy to see why Herbert has solidified himself a place among the top 3 fantasy quarterbacks, and he's just getting warmed up. Herbert has improved each season, and with Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler as targets, he's averaged 7.5 yards per target on his way to throwing for 48 touchdowns and eclipsing 5,000 yards passing. That was last year. Now, Herbert will start the 2022 campaign looking to keep his 21-game streak of passing touchdowns a-going. Now, Herbert is also going to push the ball with his 15 touchdowns of more than 40 yards, which was only second to Matthew Stafford, and he does it without turning the ball over, as his 2.2% adjusted interception rate can attest to. How do you keep yourself from turning the ball over? How about throwing to a couple good targets here in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams? That's certainly going to help. Let's talk about Keenan Allen first. Currently, as far as experts are concerned, he is the wide receiver 23 in Dynasty right now. The 3-time Pro Bowl selection has amassed over 8,500 receiving yards and 49 touchdowns over his 8 seasons in the National Football League. That includes 4 1,000-yard seasons over the last 5 years. He ranks 5th in receiving yards over that period of time there with 5,918. Allen also has 4 100 reception seasons over the last 5 years, proving to be one of the most reliable pass catchers over that span. His 509 receptions is the most since 2017. When you were coming off a 140 target season and have more receptions through your first 100 games than any other receiver in the history of the game, yeah, he's got 624 just if you're keeping track at home. It's safe to say that you are a valuable fantasy asset now and in 3 to 4 seasons from now. Allen is one of 9 receivers to earn a 23% target share in each of the last 2 seasons, so there's no reason to believe regression is coming anytime soon. Now, that other wide receiver there, Mike Williams, he's been pretty good too. You're looking at Keenan Allen and Mike Williams as the wide receiver 12 and wide receiver 13 last season, and yet Mike Williams is going off dynasty boards right now as the wide receiver 30. I think it's time we put a little bit of respect on Mike Williams' name. Don't you think so? While fantasy managers may not quite respect Mike Williams the way he deserves to be respected, the Chargers certainly see his value, especially after his second 1,000-yard season over the last 3 years, while also hauling in 9 touchdowns. At the age of just 27, you can easily see that Mike Williams has 4 to 5 more productive seasons ahead of him, especially with Justin Herbert under center. Remember when Williams was just a end zone type guy? Throw it up to him, see what happens type option? Not anymore. Williams was top 20 in yards per route run, top 10 in best ball points added, and top 5 in total routes won just a season ago. Williams has evolved as a pass catcher. It's time fantasy managers evolve along with him. For the 5th and final spot here on the Fantasy 5, I decided to go with running back Isaiah Spiller, who's currently going off as a dynasty running back 47 right now. I took him over IDP options such as Derwin James, who is probably the number one safety on most boards right now, and Joey Bosa, because of the concern of what Joey Bosa could be. Right now, I think he's got that designation as a linebacker, and Joey Bosa being designated as a linebacker, that tremendously hurts his value. Now, reason why Spiller gets a little bit more hype is if Austin Eckler misses any kind of time, which he has over the last few seasons, Spiller automatically moves into a top 5 type option week in and week out at the running back position. Eckler is on record basically saying he is not built to take on a lot of carries, a lot of contact, and he is more than happy to allow other backs to get some carries in order to extend his career. That leaves Spiller to simply outbattle both Joshua Kelly and Larry Roundtree, who really don't have any long-term fantasy upside. Spiller is more than capable of production. Since 2020, he has ran for over 2,000 yards with 1,260 of them coming after contact. While backs like Breece Hall and Ken Walker get all the attention from this 2021 rookie class, don't be shocked at all if Spiller outperforms both of them in 5 years from now. With that all being said, don't get outperformed by your league mates. Head over to fantasypoints.com, use promo code Vipers22, and get that subscription to give you that edge today. And looking for more edges? Make sure you are tuned in here on the Vipers Network. Get those notifications turned on, hit that like button, and make sure you are subscribed because we got all kinds of content coming at you daily. So tune in for that, and we will see you next time.